Are you ready to take your business to the next level of productivity? With our QSalesData QuickBooks Link for ACT product, we create business efficiencies and marketing capabilities never seen before. This video will give you an overview of how the QSalesData product works. By putting key sales data in ACT and integrating ACT with QuickBooks, we make your sales, marketing, accounting departments, and ultimately your business more efficient. Here's what the data looks like in ACT after you have the QSalesData product installed and configured on your system. Let's first look at the QBData tab that we will add to your ACT database. When you look at the customer in ACT, you have all the important QuickBooks information at your fingertips. You have key past due balance information. The ACT user can quickly identify if the customer owes money. Never again will your sales team place orders for customers that have past due balances. You have key sales metrics in ACT like the last invoice date, the first invoice date, average sales amount, and lifetime sales amount. You have other key QuickBooks fields that we bring over, and you have the last 5 years of sales totals by month. These sales totals allow the ACT user to quickly rank the importance of this account by reviewing the sales totals information. In addition to the QBData tab we just reviewed, computers with QSalesData installed will also see the QB Transactions tab and the QB Items tab. The QB Transactions tab displays all of the QuickBooks transactions for that customer. Your ACT users can easily access those customer transactions without having to go to QuickBooks. You can sort and filter to the list to meet your specific needs. So in this case, I can sort by type, or by date, or by any of the columns here. You can double click on any transaction to see the line item details. So I can double click on this invoice to see the line items, for example. If you have QuickBooks running on your computer, you can even click on the Go To button to quickly pull up that specific transaction in QuickBooks. Our customers told us that the QB Transactions tab was great, but it was still a pain to double click on every invoice to see what the customer purchased. So we created the QB Items tab. The QB Items tab gives you a list of all the products the customer purchased by item number. You can sort this list as well by any of the columns, and you can even grab the item number column and move it to the Group By section. In this case, you can see the purchases are grouped by item number, and I can expand and collapse each section. Everything on the QB Transactions and QB Items tabs is available from within the ACT database. You don't need to have QuickBooks running on the computer. End result, the ACT user with QSalesData installed on their computer has a 360-degree view of the customer information. The best part of our solution is that we store all the QuickBooks data in ACT fields and tables. So all that data we just reviewed is available to ACT users even if they don't have QuickBooks on their computer. That also means that all of this data will synchronize out to any remote sync users you may have in your system. The QuickBooks data is automatically refreshed in ACT on a nightly basis. Now let's talk about how QSalesData lets you do target marketing like never before. Because we store key sales data in the ACT database, we can use right-click and lookup functionality on fields in ACT to perform targeted lookups. For example, using the last invoice date field, we can pull up all customers that haven't ordered from us in 1 year. So I can right-click on the last invoice date field, choose Lookup Last Invoice Date, and set this to older than 365 days. When I click on OK, it'll pull up all the customers in my database that have not ordered in more than a year. Using that same tab, QBData, we can use the previous year's sales totals to pull up all customers that spent more than $500 with us last year. So I can right click on this total sales, do a lookup on that, and say greater than $500. And there I have all my customers that spent more than $500 with us last year. There's also a Lookup Items button on the toolbar here where we can even get more granular and look up people by what they purchased. If I click on Lookup Items, I can actually search for particular products that a customer did or did not purchase, and I can even specify date ranges. Here's where I can specify whether they did or did not purchase, and I can put multiple criteria together. In this case, I'm just going to pull up everyone in my database that bought a laptop from me. I click OK, and now we have all the records. If I pull up one particular record, we can see on the QB Items tab that this person purchased a laptop. With QSalesData, you can target market to customers like never before. We're the only QuickBooks Link for Act product that gives you this functionality. Some of the features in QSalesData require you to have QuickBooks installed and open in order to use. These features are normally used by your accounting users, and the features we're talking about are the ones typically on the QSalesData toolbar here at the top. With QSalesData, the days of having to enter a customer in both Act and QuickBooks are gone. With our product, you enter your new customer into Act and then click on the QB Create Link Customer button on the QSalesData toolbar to create the customer in QuickBooks. Let's see how that works. So here I have a brand new customer in Act. I can hit the Save button on the toolbar, and I simply click on the QB Create Link Customer button, and I choose the Create Customer option. It's going to show me the customer name that's going to get created. I click on Create. It will create it in QuickBooks, and I can hit Yes to see that if I want. And there's the new customer created in QuickBooks, and it's linked back to Act. And if we're ready to create a QuickBooks transaction for that customer, we can do that from Act as well. Notice that I can create any of these transactions from Act. So I'm on the customer in Act. In this case, let's create an invoice. It takes me directly to the invoice screen in QuickBooks for that appropriate customer. I can go ahead and fill out an invoice and hit Save and Close. And at this point, if I go back to Act, I can click on the Refresh Data from QB button, and that transaction will be brought over immediately. Otherwise, it'll come over in the nightly sync. And there's the transaction there. Being able to create customers and generate transactions right from Act is a huge time saver. QSalesData also lets you push address changes between Act and QuickBooks. If you want to update a single address, for example, let's put a suite number on this record, and I'll hit Save on the Act toolbar. I can use the Act to QB button on the toolbar here to push that address change to QuickBooks. I'll click on the Act to QB button, I'll hit Yes. It'll push that address change to QuickBooks, let me know it's done, and then if I hit the Edit Record in QB button, you'll see that that new suite number is there on the record in QuickBooks. We also have a facility in our product called Contact Data Sync. That will let you push all of your Act addresses from Act to QuickBooks or vice versa. Let me go into the option here, Tools, QSalesData Import, and you have a Contact Data Sync. So this will let you push multiple or all of your contacts that are linked between Act and QuickBooks. You'll be able to do an address push, either Act to QuickBooks or QuickBooks to Act. The last feature I would like to share with you is the ability to convert Act opportunities to QuickBooks transactions. The concept is that we import all the QuickBooks item numbers into the opportunity product list in Act. We can do that from Tools, QSalesData Import, and you'll see we have a Sync Items button there. That brings over all of your QuickBooks items into Act. Then you build an opportunity. So we can build a new opportunity. I can go to the Products and Services tab, hit Add. This list then is basically my item list from QuickBooks, and I can build that particular opportunity. And let's go ahead and add some consulting in there as well. And then this sits out there as a forecasted sale. When this gets sold, the back office person can simply go and convert this opportunity to any of these transactions. In this case, I'll do a convert to invoice. Invoice is created, and notice that it is created in QuickBooks, and that's how we convert an opportunity to a QuickBooks transaction. So let's recap. By having QSalesData implemented at your company, you can do the following. See all the important sales total, sales transaction, and past due balance information from within Act. Use key sales data like last invoice date to perform target marketing. Eliminate double entry of customers by using the QB Create Link Customer button. Quickly create transactions from within Act using the QSalesData toolbar. Eliminate having to make address changes in two places by using our address update features. And finally, convert Act opportunities to QuickBooks transactions using our QSalesData toolbar. With QSalesData QuickBooks Link for Act, we're changing the way small businesses do business. Feel free to take advantage of our other online videos on the QSalesData.com website. Thank you and have a wonderful day.